Hi everyone, welcome to a new video. My camera isn't straight. Okay, it doesn't matter. Let's go for the imperfections of life. So when I uploaded my Q&A, someone reminded me that I forgot to answer his or hers question. So today I'm making this video to answer the question, and it's very interesting as well. So not something that I can forget actually, because this can also give you some insights on how this journey is all about the energy. So okay, I will just read the whole comments. There, I feel so much love towards God, to myself, towards my DM, and to everyone around me. I feel like love is overflowing, and I'm so happy. I'm focusing on my career, etc. This shift happened all of a sudden. This kind of shift used to happen, and it may last for sometimes days, sometimes weeks. My question is, I'm feeling so much love towards him, and I feel like he is near me, and I talk to him as if we are together. I feel like we are having kids together, but I don't feel to contact him. I don't miss him. I feel so much energy to do anything and everything. Is this normal? At what stage I am actually? I find it also always very difficult to talk about certain stages of the twin flame journey. Surely we can talk about like what they call the bubble love phase. In my language we call it like that, so I'm just translating it to you guys. So that's the stage in which you meet your other self and you have this close interactions. Maybe you have romance going on, maybe you meet each other and some things are happening and you feel a certain attraction, but it's not something that you are used to feel, because it more feels like peace and coming home, and like you've known each other before. And then we can always talk about the second stage, in which we as divine feminine and also the divine masculine, we go through this physical separation. But the reason why I don't want to work with certain stages in this process, because it's so differently experienced for everyone, that sometimes I speak to divine feminine and then they are doubting that they are on this journey because their 3D circumstances in how they met their divine masculine, for example, isn't as common as what they can find on the internet. And I don't want to mislead you with certain stages you are going through, because it's so different. Because when I, for the first time, I was in this first physical separation, and then I started to watch all these twin flame videos, and I started to read blogs in my own language about the twin flame journey. And I thought, my mind thought, well, okay, so there's the meeting, then there's this separation phase, and then there's union, and we are living happily ever after. That's bullshit, because I have had many physical separations. We've always had small reunions before I came to inner union. So this is so different and for everyone, and don't compare yourself to other people. Just really trust on your soul, on your timing. This is your unique experience of remembering of what you are, and that's the most important thing. So it's very interesting what this person mentions about feeling this energy of love and feeling so happy and focusing on the career and not really having the urge to reach out to the divine masculine, and you don't miss him. You feel a lot of energy. This can indicate a rise in your frequency, and it opens your heart to just life in general, and that's why you feel this love. That's beautiful. But I also read that you are like thinking about him and like he's near you and you are talking to him. That's still the mind that it's like interrupting into this higher frequency and seeing this as a situation and that he is separated from you and that you are talking to him and that you are having kids together. That's not the energy and the embodiment of inner union. It's still the mind living in this perfect romantic situation. Because the state of inner union feels like you just remember you are whole and complete and you are one. Not you are together one with your divine masculine, because this is also a very romantic approach most of the times. But it's really about he is me and I am him. So there's no separation anymore in your embodiments. And yes, the mind will always respond to certain experiences from separation. That's just how the mind works. The mind is like almost a program of seeing separation. I think I'd like to say to this person, just keep on balancing your energy. I don't know if you are already doing this consciously, balancing your energy, because I know it's also very common that the more further you are on this journey, the more the soul will guide you, and you will just have these experiences in which your frequency is suddenly rising. That's very normal. So I can't really indicate in which stage you are. Just like I mentioned, for me there are no really stages in this journey because it's so different for everyone. But just know that still you feel this wholeness and this love within, and that's very beautiful and very good, if I have to say it in that way. But just try to let go of, just observe how your mind is responding to this energy, because now that I'm answering this question, like that there are arising some, or there are memories coming up, and now I remember that I think it was 2 years ago that I also have had this experience, and I just suddenly felt this rise in my energy, and then my mind responds to this experience of this energy. But I didn't know about the stage of inner union at that point. I was still very much in chasing energy, and then I reached out to him, and that made things even worse. But I won't get very much into that. Just really try to observe how your mind is responding to this high in your energy. And then we really want to come to this more neutral state of being. It feels more like peace. You feel calm. Your nervous system is calm. You enjoy the stillness, the quietness. There's just stillness within. And that's a very powerful energy from which you can balance certain energies or triggers that are rising in your daily life. That's how we do the balancing work. I don't like to call it work because it's just something that's constantly unfolding naturally. The more we shed what doesn't align with what we truly are. So I hope this answer can clarify some things for you. But just really know, as long as there are like all these romantic expectations or just mental stories going on, you are still approaching this from the perspective of separation. And that's just the mind, and that's why we have to observe the thoughts. And the more we observe our thoughts and our emotions, the more we will more easy shift into this state of neutrality, into balancing our energy, in experiencing inner union. And inner union is not about the other person or romantic stuff or circumstances and having kids together. No, it's just a knowing. It's being in your sovereignty. I ended this video and then I realized that I also wanted to share this. And I think I mentioned this before in another video. I don't know which video it was. But when I came to inner union and I no longer saw my divine masculine as separated from me, it wasn't the experience of he is with me, I'm talking to him. No, it was the experience of he is me. And how this developed, sorry for my pronunciation, is that I suddenly started to observe how I was speaking, and it was also like it was like he was speaking through me, not as he was communicating with me. No, it was like the way he speaks with a certain accent, I was speaking that way. It was very, very strange. I also had these experiences in which I suddenly started to hear a certain environment in which I, with my physical body, was not there in this environment that I heard. I was just here in my apartment, but I just could hear a certain environment with a lot of people, and I just knew it was him. I was like hearing from the point of view of his ears, his body. It was very absurd. And also another thing was that I smelled something that for example, coffee. I was smelling coffee, but I wasn't drinking coffee. I wasn't making coffee at home. So it was impossible to know that this coffee was from my field of reality. It came from his field of reality. It came from where his body was, where he was, for example, drinking coffee. These are just very strange examples of what can happen when you start to neutralize the energy and embody inner union. You know you are them, and indeed, like this person wrote, you don't miss them. You don't feel the urge to reach out because you just know. And you will become so much more aware of your energy. Your energy is the guidance.